Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. This is 8:30 in the morning on 5th of November, and we are streaming live from the head office of the TX Group in Zurich, Switzerland, on the banks of the beautiful Seal River. Today, in less than half an hour, the TX Conference 2020 is going to start, and tonight we have a super packed program. Why did I say tonight? Today. Throughout the whole day, we have a super packed program. We have more than 50 speakers this year. It's the biggest conference that TX Group has organized so far. But we have also other programs. We have a career booth where you can learn all about working at TX and applying to the TX Group. We also have a gaming competition, etc. And today on this stream, there's also Conference TV, and I am Benjamin Delahaye. I'm your host for today. And I will be hosting, along with the other moderator, Harry Fuecks, which I will be talking about in a second, exclusive stream of interviews with different people from the TX groups. So it's going to be a very exciting program. We're going to have talks about product, about marketing, about technology. And to hear everything about today, let's welcome to the program Harry Fuecks. Good morning, Harry.
Good morning, Ben. Let me just unpack myself. I'm just demonstrating
all our safety measures.
Swag. We got the face masks. We've got these strange glasses. We'll talk more about this later. Good morning. Thank you so much for doing this for us. This is fantastic.
No, and thank you for tuning in, guys. So before we start talking, if you are watching this stream on YouTube or on LinkedIn, please go to the link at the bottom of the video, just under the video. It will take you to a platform called Hopin. Hopin is where you can experience the entirety of the conference, all the different talks. You can also experience this conference TV, but also the gaming competition, the career networking sessions, etc., etc. So there are still a limited number of tickets available. So go and claim it, so you make sure that you don't miss out on the richness of the program that's available today for the TX Conference 2020. So, Harry, let's have a little chat now.
Yeah, with pleasure.
So, Harry, who are you? Can you introduce yourself to our viewers?
So I work in TX Group, and I'm also responsible for the conference that we're running today. And yeah, my name is Harry Fuecks, and what more should I say right now?
First of all, how much sleep have you not had in the past couple of weeks?
Actually, I can probably count it on maybe just one hand.
On one hand, okay.
So I'm a little bit gray under the eyes, but it's been a lot of fun organizing this.
Yeah.
So.
I can imagine, and this is going to be a theme in the talks today, but of course the circumstances of this year has impacted a lot the organization of this event.
Yeah, these face mask things.
These face masks, all the security measures that we have in the studio, of course,
yeah.
All the health measures, but also the conference itself. I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're doing this. This is the first time we do it as a virtual event. This last year, so it's the 6th year we do this. Last year we had 600 people, but it was physical.
Yeah.
This year, we have nobody in this building. We have people talking to empty stages, talking on laptops, but I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. So.
Well, and that was also an opportunity, because last year you had 600 people, which was the maximum capacity of the participants you could have.
Absolutely.
Today, more than 1,300 participants have signed up.
Exactly, which is fantastic, crazy as well. Yeah.
So you've doubled.
Yeah, exactly.
You've doubled it.
Online, there are just no limits. We can invite everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there are still tickets available. It can go up to 2,000. So check the link at the bottom of the stream if you're watching on YouTube and LinkedIn. Make sure that you don't miss out on the full conference experience on Hopin. So Harry, let's talk a little bit about the history of the conference.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said it's the 6th year that TX Group is doing it. How
right.
did it start? Because it wasn't always public, was it?
That's right. Yeah, no, the very beginning was actually up in the top of this building. room full of about 30, 40 people, all software developers. That was the very first conference with talks going on. And the idea was to, the TX group is a group of many different companies like Homegate, Tutti, Ricardo, Doodle, all these companies.
Yeah.
And the idea was to bring the software engineers together and get them to share knowledge.
Okay.
And so that's how it began, very small.
Very small, and as a pure software development conference.
Exactly. Well, all the great things begin with software developers. Let's face it.
Of course,
So,
you must be a software developer.
Yeah, once upon a time.
Once upon a time. Okay.
And and over time it just kind of grew and snowballed, and more people. Last year was the first year we had tracks for product marketing design people. They were so jealous that they had to.
They had to jump in.
No, it made it a lot more fun because you just had this really interesting mix.
Yeah.
Even for software engineers, it's like a whole day of engineering talks can get a bit much.
Okay.
And hearing another perspective is really nice.
Yeah. So actually, this brings me to the theme of the.
Yes.
So the visual theme of the conference. So let's start. Behind me is a cat who's shooting laser out of his eyes.
Exactly.
And a dog who's wearing this really cool pixelated glasses. Can you tell us a bit about these? Can you tell us a bit about these animals, Harry?
Well, the first thing, obviously, animals are cute, and so we just went for the cute. But there is a bit of a meaning here. So we started with these animals last year.
Okay.
The dogs represent the engineers because they're lovable, obedient. They just do what they're told.
He said it.
And then and then the cats are the product people. Because product people tend to have to deal with all kinds of they're chasing after all kinds of stuff.
Okay, and always fall back on their feet.
Exactly, they always land on their feet.
Yeah.
And then we also have the parrot, which represents the marketing people, because they're more exotic birds of paradise. And so we began with these three images last year, but this year, because this is a virtual event, we figured we better make them a bit more virtual, which explains the lasers.
The lasers, yes, of course.
The parrot has this kind of Mothra from these Godzilla movies, this Wi-Fi thing that it's shooting out.
Okay.
That's the hidden meaning of these images.
Okay, well, that's good to know for our viewers. So now we're going to get to the theme, enter the metaverse. Before we get actually to explain this and where it came from, there's been a lot of hurdles organizing this event just because of it's a situation that obviously we don't need to explain. But this is normally a live event in front of people. So how did you prepare such a conference of this magnitude in such an uncertain environment?
Looking back, it's actually very hard to answer that question. So normally we run the conference in the summer in June, and we actually began planning it takes about 6 months to organize a conference. Began planning in January.
Yeah.
And laying the first groundwork. Then we started hearing some rumors about coronavirus in February. And by March, we had lockdown. And then we're like, oh, okay, this event that's going to bring 600 people together, probably not possible. So then it was a roller coaster. We were up and down. Do we have to cancel? Do we have to do this? And we ended up creating different probability models for what was likely to happen.
Because I worked on with you on the preparation of this conference, obviously, for hosting. And we had 4 different models of conference that we were ready to produce.
Exactly, yeah.
In case of whatever the situation. So today we have, I would say, maybe not the worst case scenario, but the second.
The worst case scenario is what we wanted to have in the main room. It's called Verdino.
Yeah.
We wanted to have a small audience, socially distanced, wearing face masks. But we've even cancelled that. So unfortunately, the speakers there will be presenting to an empty room with just a few camera people.
But at least we're able to be, you and I in the studio with a lot of distance between us.
Exactly, yeah.
At
least 5 meters here.
At least 5 meters. And really today is going to be on Conference TV. We're going to have a lot of exclusive interviews with different people from TX. Yeah. Some of them will be joining from their, from home on their laptops or computers. But some of them are able to be in the studio, which is great. Yeah. Some of the speakers also able to be in the main conference room in Verdino, which you can you can watch the stream on Hopin as well. I will repeat the whole day to go to Hopin if you're not on there yet.
He's going to make you hopping mad.
I'm going to be hopping man, obviously. So we had to deal with a lot of uncertainty planning this and different scenarios. So today we have a production scenario, which is a bit of a hybrid model. Some people here, some people in the from their home office. Pretty much maybe at the image of what work is going to look like for at least the foreseeable short-term future, and maybe a hybrid model of working will start to be created. But that led you to choose the conference title. So today, this year's TX conference is called Enter the Metaverse.
Exactly.
So for people like me who don't know what the Metaverse is, can you explain it to us?
So I should put on my glasses again.
Okay, so let's put our glasses
the metaverse
as we are entering the Metaverse.
So if you're a hardcore kind of geek, nerd, programmer type of person, hacker, whatever, you may have heard of a book called Snow Crash by a guy called Neil Stephenson. This is kind of the Bible of nerdishness. It's a sci-fi book that describes a future where there is this virtual space called the Metaverse. People still have normal lives, but the Metaverse is so much better, so much more amazing. I'm just trying to...
So it's not like the Matrix, where people don't even know that they are in a simulation or on a virtual world. In this book, people have chosen to be in the Metaverse.
Exactly, which makes it either so much better or so much worse. that normal lives become so bland that people choose the Metaverse. But we're in a situation we're kind of forced into this. So
we're forced to be into the Metaverse.
So let's make it fantastic.
Yes, let's make the best out of it.
Exactly.
Okay. So one thing that has intrigued people is this conference started as a day of ID exchange between developers in a small meeting room here in the TX office. So that software developers from different companies of the group would be able to exchange ideas. What has prompted the TX group to make this idea exchange, which you would think, okay, we're going to keep it for ourselves because that's going to make us stronger than our competitors. But was it last year the first time that the TX group decided to make it a public event? And so why such generosity? But I mean, you know what I mean. Why make it a public event?
Well, purely altruistic reasons, of course.
Of course.
No. So, I mean, at one level, a lot of people working in software, it's all about open source. And the talks that we're going to have today, we're going to put on YouTube, and it's general knowledge that's going to be useful to people. And you see someone who's running some of the biggest websites in Switzerland sharing their knowledge. That's just valuable to everyone. The hidden agenda on this is, we just want to let people know what we do and show that we could be a great place to work. We have great people here. We're doing great things. I think over 50% of the traffic of the internet runs over TX Group
companies,
websites, and companies. So if you work here, you can have real impact. I mean, we're talking names people know: Homegate, Tutti, Ricardo, Doodle, Kafi.
These are very, very well-known brands here in Switzerland and outside of Switzerland. So I like that in 15 minutes in Conference TV, we're getting the hidden agenda. And this is what's going to be like today in this studio on Conference TV. We're gonna talk to various people of the TX group. You and I will be interviewing, employees, CTOs, CEOs of different TX companies. So that's going to be a very exciting program. Now, is it that also it is in the software engineering culture to have an open source culture, and this is why you are releasing these ideas to the world as well?
Yeah, I think, pretty much every company now benefits at some level from open source, be it Linux, there's all kinds of open source code that people are building their products out of. And it's part of that mindset that you give something back. There are actually people within the group who contribute to open source projects, but also open source knowledge, sharing this knowledge, because in the end, it all comes back to you. You know, you tell, hey, we developed this technique for doing something. Here's how we solved the problem. You fix someone else's problem. Hopefully, then they learn something and share that knowledge back, and we all get better. I mean, in the end, almost this event, this is the first time we do a virtual conference like this. There have been a few that's happened around the world this year. We're trying it in a certain format, and maybe people will see things about how we did it today that will inspire them and make the metaverse more amazing.
Do we have, every time we say metaverse, we have to say metaverse?
Yeah, you have to make it sound like something.
All right, I'll try to remember this today as we are exploring the metaverse.
Oh, fantastic. That was great.
So on Conference TV, it's going to be a very informal type of discussions, talks, panel. It's going to be a bit of a live podcast for, you know, all throughout the day.
I guess we have about 500 to 600 external people, some of them who don't really know us at all. And maybe the impression is it feels very kind of in-crowdy because all the people that work here already know how it works. So, you know, I think it's great we have you here to give an entry point for people that haven't been to this conference before.
Cool. So speaking of people, not only who are going to be giving speeches and be in the studio, but let's talk about the people who have registered to attend the conference. So you've monitored a little bit who's going to be the audience of today. Is everyone based in Zurich? Is everyone a software engineer? Is there diversity? What have you noticed?
Not so. It's actually, I mean, the group itself. We have companies like Zatu in Germany. We have a big engineering office in Serbia. I've been looking a little bit at the map of where, there are people tuning in from the US, from Australia, and one from New Zealand. I have no idea what's going on anymore. So there are a lot of people coming. Of course, the majority are based in Switzerland. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, people are going to chat and hop in and introduce themselves, and we'll find out where everyone's coming from.
Yeah, there's already quite a lot of chatter on the main on the main chat of the conference on Hopin. People seem to be very excited. Even if I read the comment of Thomas Gresh, loving it already.
Oh, okay. Hi, Thomas. Can I just shout out to Thomas? Thomas is okay. Just a quick bit of history. Thomas started this conference. This was his idea way back in the early days. May I just say one thing? Back then, this company used to be called Tamedia, and this conference was so successful, they changed the name of the group to TX Group. Yeah,
so that's actually this conference has had an amazing impact on the company.
Yeah, it's really, and I think it's a beautiful thing that this thing that grew in-house ended up being the thing that we wanted to show to the world, rather than, you have some external agency coming up with a name for you that no one relates to. Like when we say we are TX Group, there are basically everyone here can connect to that. It means something. Yeah.
So shout out to Thomas.
Thomas Gresh, yeah.
It's Thomas Gresh.
He's
for
giving
starting
a
this
talk
adventure
later on as well, so
okay.
we'll see him.
All right. So speaking of talks, in 11 minutes,
Oh, yeah. One more minute.
you'll be officially opening the conference. Of course, the CEO of the TX Group will be giving an address at 9:10. That sounds very formal, an address. A welcome talk.
Yeah. So, we'll do a quick intro to just a quick official greeting.
Yes.
Then we'll hand over to Mr. Pietro Supino, who gives the official welcome words to the conference. Actually, he's going to be coming here to join us in these fantastic.
Yes. So stay tuned, because we will have an interview with Pietro Supino later.
We'll
today.
be sitting in these gray chairs. I mean, they make me wonder how many shades of them there are.
There's many.
Yeah.
Many of them. So.
All right, I should run.
So you should run, Harry. So Harry's he's taking his mic off, and we have about 10 minutes to go before Harry takes the stage.